Nestled between rolling hills and pristine rivers, there lived a revered sage named Albert. His abode was atop a serene mountain, shrouded in mist and tranquility. People from distant lands traveled far and wide to seek his wisdom, drawn by tales of his profound insights and unparalleled serenity. Among the seekers was a young prince named Charles, who had grown disenchanted with the opulence and endless politics of palace life. Charles's heart yearned for something more meaningful, a purpose that transcended the material luxuries he had always known. One day, the stories of Albert's teachings reached him, and he felt a compelling urge to meet the sage. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified about new videos. With his mind set on a new path, Charles decided to leave the palace and find the sage. Clad in simple robes and carrying only the essentials, he embarked on the journey to Albert's mountain. The climb was arduous, testing both his physical endurance and his determination. But with each step, Charles felt a sense of liberation, shedding the burdens of his princely identity. When Charles finally reached the top, he found Albert meditating under a large banyan tree, its branches providing a canopy of leaves that rustled gently in the breeze. Charles approached the sage, who opened his eyes and smiled warmly. "Welcome, young prince," Albert said. "What brings you here?" "Master, I have come seeking wisdom and peace. I wish to understand the deeper truths of life," Charles replied, bowing respectfully. Albert nodded. "Very well. From today, you are no longer a prince, but a seeker of truth. You will be my disciple. However, the path to enlightenment is not an easy one. You must learn to let go of your old ways and embrace a life of simplicity and mindfulness." Charles accepted the sage's guidance and began his new life as a discipline. On his first day, Albert gave him a task. "Until you learn to fend for yourself, I have arranged for you to receive your meals from Luna, a wise and compassionate woman who lives in the village below. Go to her house for your meals, but do not ask for anything. Simply accept what is offered and observe your thoughts." With a heart full of anticipation, Charles set off for Luna's house. The village was a 3-mile walk from the mountain, and as he walked, Charles's mind wandered back to his days in the palace. Memories of sumptuous feasts and lavish banquets filled his thoughts, making him wonder what kind of food he would receive. Upon arriving at Luna's humble abode, Charles was welcomed with a warm smile. Luna invited him to sit and brought out a meal. To his surprise, the food consisted of his favorite dishes from his princely days. Charles was puzzled, but ate quietly, savoring each bite. He thought, "This must be a coincidence. How could she know my favorite foods?" After the meal, Charles felt the fatigue of his journey and longed for rest. Luna noticed his weariness and said, "You must be tired from your long walk. Please rest here for a while before you return." Again, Charles was taken aback. It was as if she had read his mind. He lay down on the mat she provided and thought about the comforts of his palace bed. Instantly, Luna remarked, "The earth is the best bed, and the sky is the finest roof. Rest well, knowing you are supported by nature itself." Charles's curiosity grew, but he decided not to voice his thoughts. Instead, he rested for a while and then thanked Luna before heading back to Albert. As he walked back, he reflected on the strange coincidences and felt a mixture of wonder and apprehension. Upon returning to the sage, Charles narrated his experience. "Master Albert, I was treated with such respect and received my favorite foods. But there is something unusual about Luna. It feels as though she can read my thoughts." Albert listened attentively and then said, "Charles, Tomorrow, you will return to Luna's house. Continue to observe your thoughts and actions. Do not judge, just be aware. The next day, Charles embarked on his journey to Luna's house with a heightened sense of awareness. As he walked, he tried to focus on his breathing and the sounds of nature around him. Yet his mind wandered to his concerns and desires. When he arrived, Luna welcomed him with a knowing smile and served another meal that seemed to cater perfectly to his tastes and desires. This time, as he ate, Charles decided to test his theory. He deliberately thought about a dish he had not had in years. To his amazement, Luna brought out that very dish, completing his meal. Feeling more certain that Luna could read his thoughts, Charles felt a mix of fear and fascination. After the meal, Luna again suggested he rest. This time, Charles lay down with the intention to clear his mind of all thoughts. However, the more he tried, the more his mind raced with thoughts and questions. Luna, sensing his restlessness, said, "Do not struggle with your thoughts, Charles. Let them flow naturally. Observe them without attachment. Only then will you find peace." Charles tried to follow her advice and gradually found a sense of calm enveloping him. He returned to Albert that evening with a calmer mind and recounted his experience. Albert nodded and said, "Charles, you are beginning to understand the nature of your mind. Return to Luna's house every day until you can quiet your mind and find peace within yourself." For weeks, Charles continued his daily visits to Luna's house. Each time, he became more aware of his thoughts and emotions. He learned to observe them without judgment or attachment. Slowly, he began to experience moments of stillness and clarity. One day, as he walked to Luna's house, Charles felt a deep sense of tranquility. He was fully present in the moment, aware of each step he took and each breath he inhaled. When he arrived, Luna greeted him warmly and served a simple meal. Charles ate mindfully, savoring each bite, and felt a profound sense of gratitude for the food and the lessons he was learning. After the meal, Luna said, "Today, you do not need to rest here. You have found the stillness within yourself. Carry it with you always." Charles thanked Luna and returned to Albert, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. He bowed before the sage and said, "Master, I have found a peace I never knew existed. I am grateful for your guidance and the lessons I have learned." Albert smiled and said, "Charles, you have discovered the power of mindfulness and awareness. Continue to cultivate these qualities in your life. Remember, the true journey is within." Charles spent the next few years under Albert's guidance, deepening his practice of mindfulness and self-awareness. He learned to live each moment fully, with a clear and calm mind. The lessons he learned from Luna and Albert transformed his life, allowing him to navigate challenges with grace and composure. Years later, when Charles returned to his kingdom, he was a changed man. His presence radiated calm and wisdom, and he became a beloved leader who ruled with compassion and insight. The teachings of Albert and Luna guided him throughout his life, reminding him that true peace and happiness come from within. Charles's story spread far and wide, inspiring others to seek the same inner peace and awareness. Many traveled to the mountain to learn from Albert, and some even sought out Luna in the village below. The legacy of their teachings lived on, helping countless people find the path to mindfulness and self-discovery. One day, a young woman named Emily, curious about the stories she had heard, decided to visit Albert. She had read about Charles's transformation and felt a deep longing to find the same peace within herself. She journeyed to the mountain and found Albert meditating under a tree. "Master Albert," she said, Bowing before him, "I have come seeking the same wisdom that transformed Prince Charles. I wish to find peace and clarity within myself." Albert opened his eyes and smiled. "Welcome, Emily. The journey you seek is one of mindfulness and awareness. Sit with me and let us begin." Emily sat down, and Albert guided her in meditation. He taught her to observe her thoughts and emotions without attachment, to be fully present in each moment. Emily found the practice challenging at first, but with Albert's gentle guidance, she began to experience moments of stillness and clarity. As the weeks passed, Emily continued to practice mindfulness under Albert's guidance. She learned to be aware of her thoughts and emotions, to observe them without judgment. Gradually, she felt a deep sense of peace growing within her. One day, Albert said, "Emily, you are ready to visit Luna in the village below. She will help you deepen your understanding of mindfulness." Emily set off for Luna's house, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. When she arrived, Luna greeted her warmly and invited her in. Over the next few weeks, Emily visited Luna regularly, learning from her wisdom and experiencing the same profound insights that Charles had once discovered. Luna taught Emily to observe her thoughts and emotions with compassion and to find stillness within herself. Emily found the practice transformative and began to experience a deep sense of inner peace and clarity. Years later, Emily returned to her village, bringing with her the teachings of mindfulness and self-awareness. She shared her wisdom with others, helping them find the same peace and clarity she had discovered. Her presence inspired many, and the teachings of Albert and Luna continued to spread, touching the lives of countless people. The legacy of Albert, Luna, Charles, and Emily lived on, a testament to the power of mindfulness and self-awareness. Their stories remind that true peace and happiness come from within, and that the journey of self-discovery is a lifelong path of mindfulness and awareness. And so, the teachings of mindfulness and self-awareness continued to inspire generations, guiding them towards a life of tranquility, clarity, and inner peace. The mountain where Albert once lived became a place of pilgrimage, and the village where Luna resided became a sanctuary of wisdom. The stories of Charles and Emily were passed down through the ages, reminding everyone that the journey to inner peace begins with a single step of mindfulness. One day, a young scholar named William, having read the stories of Albert and Luna, felt a yearning to experience the wisdom firsthand. He journeyed to the mountain and found Albert meditating by a clear stream. Bowing deeply, William said, "Master Albert, I seek the wisdom and peace that transformed Prince Charles and Emily. Please guide me on this path." Albert smiled warmly. "Welcome, William. Sit with me and begin your journey within." William sat by the stream, listening to the gentle flow of water and Albert's calm voice, guiding him in meditation. Over time, William learned to observe his thoughts and emotions without attachment, finding moments of peace and clarity. As the days turned into weeks, William's understanding deepened, and he felt a growing sense of inner tranquility. Albert then said, "William, it is time for you to visit Luna in the village. She will help you further on your path. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified about new videos." William set off for Luna's house, his heart filled with gratitude and anticipation. Upon arrival, Luna greeted him with kindness and invited him in. Through her teachings, William learned to cultivate compassion and mindfulness in his daily life, discovering a profound sense of inner peace. Years later, William returned to his studies and shared the wisdom he had gained with his fellow scholars. The teachings of mindfulness and self-awareness spread further, touching the lives of many more people. The legacy of Albert, Luna, Charles, Emily, and now William continued to inspire and guide generations on their journey to inner peace. The stories of their transformations were shared far and wide, becoming a source of inspiration for all who sought a deeper understanding of life. The mountain and village became symbols of the inner journey, reminding everyone that true peace and happiness come from within. And thus, the teachings of mindfulness and self-awareness endured through the ages, guiding countless souls towards a life of tranquility, clarity, and inner peace. The wisdom of Albert and Luna lived on, a timeless beacon of light, illuminating the path to inner harmony for all who sought it. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe.